What's up? This is Brent Corso here with Mark Schreiber at the ABCA in Dallas. It's been a great convention, great event. Everyone is here in baseball. I mean, we've got Rawlings next to us, perfect game. Rhapsody, Hit Tracks. I mean, really great event. Love doing this every year, and exciting to have Mark with us from York, Pennsylvania. And I just wanted to we'll talk to him with all the great things that's been going on in York at TopVelocity over there. How's it been going, Mark?
Thanks, Brent. Yeah, it's been great. For those of you who don't know me, Coach Mark Scheid from York, Pennsylvania. I was born and raised there. I've been in business with Brent now for, excuse me, about 3 years, running the facility. So it's been fantastic. The TopVelocity methodology and training programs are phenomenal. And I run an academy there, and we have kids from 10 on up through really the teens and actually up to pro ball. So everyone's thriving there. They're doing great, and we love the program. So it's been going well.
Awesome, man. Well, I've been under the weather, so I might sneeze it.
That's it.
I've literally gotten my butt kicked in the past 5 days. I've been kind of sick, so I apologize. But so, Mark, I mean, you've had such great growth with TopVelocity in York. I mean, I know when you came to us, you were a player in the past. You were currently a teacher. You still are a teacher.
Yep.
What was your reason you wanted to put TopVelocity in York?
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, this has been something I've actually dreamed about for over, 20 years. My quick history is I played baseball back in York at Spring Grove High School. I went on to college, Division II, pitched there. My problem was all the way through that, I tore my arm up. No one ever worked with me with my mechanics. And so I destroyed my arm by the time I was 21, 22. Had major surgery. I tore everything essentially. I'm now 49 and learned a lot since then. Been following Top V for 5 to 7 years online and got in business, like I said, 3 years ago. But yeah, I mean, we're and the question again, real quick, was just basically
yeah, I mean, like why did you want to bring Top V into York?
So for me, it was, I don't want kids to go through what I went through mainly. The lack of knowledge in the game right now is there, so trying to bring more education into it and science. And but yeah, I tore myself up, and I don't want to see kids go through the same experiences. So the knowledge we have here, we can help a lot of kids not have to go through tearing their arms up and having to rebuild and so forth and so on. So I'm just passionate about helping kids that want to put the work in. On top of these, workouts are not easy, so we basically take kids through an interview process to make sure it's a good fit, but helping kids develop in a healthy way, get velo in a healthy way is key. I see people getting velo in other methods, and unfortunately, it leads to other injuries down the road eventually, most of them. So I'm excited about having healthy young athletes throwing hard with great control and command, great mobility, power, strength, and of course, the velo comes with all that. So yeah, I'm just excited about helping kids as much as we can.
Yeah, and you've done a great job with it. Tell them a little bit about your facility, like how it lays out.
Okay.
I guess give them a good lay of the land of what it looks like.
I will say, if you're real serious, if you go to my website, kinetic-training.com, I actually have a walkthrough video, but TopVelocity has very specific teaching methods, so Brent does an awesome job. He's been in business for almost 20 years, the best program in the world as far as I'm concerned. So I modified my academy to look just like yours, essentially. So when you walk in, here's 4 or 5 major things Top V works with and coaches these kids with. Mobility is huge, vital. Power and strength training, throwing drills and mechanisms to help with the mechanics and then biomechanics and so forth. So my facility is laid out to train. There's sections in the facility to train each of those. We have a mobility section where they'll lay there for 45 to an hour working on mobility. They'll then transition into their throwing techniques and drills. We have, stride accelerators, king of the hills, 2-pound med balls, and other things we use there to teach. And then typically we also lift during the sessions. We have the squat racks and everything they need there to lift properly. And then they usually end with plyometric type routines, arm care. It's really a one-stop shop, really. I mean, a lot of guys go to see individual pitching instructors or hitting instructors, but there's a lot of things not being taught, so we do all that in-house. Mobility is a big one. We find a lot of kids have really poor mobility. So if you're working on your pitching mechanics, but you have really poor internal hip rotation, for example, you're going to struggle. So we hit them from all aspects. And then on top of that, nutrition. We actually have a whole section of our building just for nutrition, educating kids on it. We have our own supplements we can give them and help them out with that as well. So
yeah, and I mean, that's what he does a great job with, is applying our whole method, and really that's what it is. It's not what you typically find in baseball, where you go into a facility, you get a lesson, you know, and typically it's just working maybe within some drills or within your mechanics. Here with TopVelocity, it's, hey, while we were working on your mechanics, we discovered a hip issue, you know, some mobility issues. So obviously we have a mobility program that it's going to help you with that. Or, you know, you're not strong enough to get in these positions, or aren't really explosive enough to get out of these positions. So, and our strength and conditioning that you're going to be doing, we're working on those things. So it's not just that you're doing everything or it's a one-stop shop. It's that we are addressing everything as we build you up through levels that we evaluate you in. That's key, and making sure you are making that progress to get you to an elite level. So there's no reason when you come to TopVelocity that you get stuck. Actually, Amen. That's where, you know, we're challenged by anyone who gets stuck and plateaus, but that's really what we're built to do. We're built to try to get you, or help to get you from getting in those stuck positions to have a big improvement in what those issues were. And I don't think a lot of players realize that when they go to facilities. They don't realize that they're stuck, because they're probably that wherever they are, and they're not testing them and showing them. But yep. And at TopVelocity, we really are prepared to where when you do get stuck, we have a system to get you going, continuing to make your gains, you know. So you've had a lot of success with players. Like, talk about who was the first guy that came through York, Pennsylvania, that became a 90-plus testimonial. And when I say 90-plus testimonial, that's someone who at least added 5 and broke 90. Who was your first guy to do that?
Nate Toomey. So some shout outs to you guys. I'm proud of these guys. I'm going to mention now they're in college and they're playing ball. They're doing great. Nate Toomey's down at Christopher Newport University. Grant Smeltzer, Fairfield up in Connecticut. Cooper Artley is he'll be a freshman. Oh, he's a freshman this year actually in college on North Carolina. So we have the next 3 or 4 guys lined up. They'll be hitting 90 as well. So yeah, they were workhorses. So the kids that really excel and get to that, they all were gained at least 5 miles an hour. Nate, actually, I was thinking it was over 10. Came in for 1 to 2 plus years. They followed our regiment specifically, trained forwards, and we eval monthly. So Brent was mentioning the evaluation's vital to this, where there's no guessing. We know where the weaknesses are, and then we have a way we can help them get through that when they get stuck. And they all got stuck. Matter of fact, a great story with Grant and Nate. Brent might even remember this conversation on the phone with them. They were only in Top B with me for 4 months, and they came to me the one day, essentially said, hey, I'm not seeing it, I'm not feeling it, I'm not seeing the growth. And I just kind of chuckled because it was 4 months. So the mindset we teach is this is a long-term thing. You're not going to get something fixed, generally speaking, 3, 4, 5 months. You got to stick with something. So this day society, everything's kind of like microwave society, flash in the pan, do something quick and gain 5. Doesn't work that in reality. These kids, they need to put in the time, the energy, and the methods to do it. But yeah, they got over 90. They got those, they got scholarships, and they're in college playing ball. I got a kid right now, Colton Warren, came in at around 80, 81 4 to 5 months ago. He's up to, that was off the mound, as hard as he can throw. He's at 88 on the flat and looking significantly better. He just got signed into college as well for Pennsylvania, Elizabethtown College. So he'll be at 90 on the mound his next eval. This month and the next month, he'll be at 90 for sure. And that's been, 5, 6 months. But he came to me already, really strong, powerful kid. His mobility was horrible, and his mechanics were pretty raw. So he worked really hard on both those things.
That's awesome. And what would you say you credit their success to? Was it anything specific that you think was really helping them, or was it just them eventually committing to the system?
I really think it's a little bit of everything. But yeah, committing to the system is vital. You'll see kids they're going through the workout, but they're not really committed to the process. So it's a process. You got to give it time and put the time into it. And, Golden and those guys, and Grant and Nate, actually, to this day, are probably still my 2 hardest workout kids. 3-hour workouts. They live there. There was days I had to tell them to leave. They just want to stay there, live there. I mean, it was actually where they were, they were putting so much time in, but in some cases, that's what you need. That you have to have a strong drive. Big thing with Top B, trust the process, follow it, stick with it, you will see results. Then when you hit your flat line, your plateau, that's where the evaluations come in. We'll identify it, and we'll know where you got to fix it, and then you can just get to work on that. So it takes a strong mindset for sure. Yeah.
And a lot of those guys in our system wind up coming back and helping others by coaching it. because once you get good at it, you've obviously learned it well, and then it even helps you learn it better when you can go back and coach and help the young kids coming up. Do you find a lot of your studs like that? Are the great coaches coming back?
Well, it's funny. So this is only my third year with Top V, running the program, and so I'm not in wait long enough yet. But I had one experience. Grant came in from college break for December, Christmas break, and Grant Smelser, shout out to you, bud. And he was there at the facility working out from his break, and I looked up. He's working with a kid on 2-pound med balls. I didn't ask him. I didn't say, hey, go over and work with that kid, but he saw something that he felt he could help that kid with, and he did. And Elliot Metzger, if you're listening, you know what I'm talking about, just the other day. So, yeah, once I do this for a few more years, I'll get all these college guys coming back, and they'll end up guys I have working at the facility for sure. So, yeah, it's exciting to see youth teaching as they get older, they're coming back to teach the next youth coming up through the system.
That's the coolest thing about when you're in a system built on real education. Like, it's built on real biomechanical principles that you could study in science books that a lot of the information's come from, to where once you learn it, it's not like choreography, it's real principles. It's like, torsion, ground forces, hip to shoulder separation. These are real principles that once you understand them, it's exciting to teach other people because they will benefit from, just like you did, just from learning it. And so that's what's exciting with Top V, is that first wave of guys that come through, they want to be in the teachers of the next wave that come through. And that's how it kind of cycles and cycles,
My last two employees we just got brought on board studied Brent online for years, and they called and approached me like, I really want to help teach this methodology. And I just brought if you bring on maybe a new guy next week, he did the same thing. So it's a learning process. I mean, as a coach, I'm 49 years old. I've been coaching baseball my whole life, but after studying Brent for years, a lot of things I was thinking and doing, they weren't sound at all. And so learning to get rid of the ego, honestly, I think baseball's got maybe an ego issue, but just get rid of the ego, willing to learn something new and learn that is it a better method? And it is. I used to do things 5 years ago, drill-wise, I would never dream of doing again. And I actually feel bad for the kids I was working with back then. I didn't know what I didn't know. Today, the knowledge I've gained, and I take Brent all the credit on this. I've studied him for a lot of years now. He's a great mind in baseball, and the TopVelocity methodology, I just think, is the best out there. I don't see anything's touching what we're doing right now.
Thanks, Mark. It's awesome. Appreciate it. And you've probably been, if not one of the best in representing it in your facility in York, Pennsylvania. So how can they find you, sir? I mean...
Yeah, we're social media. You should follow Brent. It's a quick link to me. But, he's well known. As you walk around here, there's people coming up for pictures and whatnot. To find me, I'm on all this common stuff. So, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So, it's all there. My website's kinetic-training.com. I have loads of information on the academy and everything else that we're doing there. So, but yeah, just if you're anywhere near York, PA, or close to big cities, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Harrisburg, even New York City's not that far. But I would say within an hour or two of us, there's major cities. DC's only about hour and a half to 2 hours or so. So, yeah, just look us up online and look forward to seeing you guys sometime up there in that area.
That's awesome, Mark. Yeah, I'd recommend anyone in the area to definitely go out to York, Pennsylvania. You'll learn everything about what we do, and you'll get better. All right, so, thanks, Mark, and
thanks.
We'll see you on the next one.
Take care, guys.